This video describes Sysgem remote control when using it to access remote computers via Sysgem Access Gateway. In particular, in accessing computers that are outside the customer network, or for accessing computers that are inside the network from a computer that is outside the network.
The Access Gateway software provides access and security control for the link between the customer's network and the outside world. It channels communication between Sysgem software components on each side of the network boundary.
In this first slide, Sysgem is operating entirely within the customer network. On the left side of the diagram, the remote control GUI, or client, is running on administrators' workstations. Remote control software servers are running on Windows workstations and Windows servers on the right-hand side of the diagram. The administrators on the left are able to control the desktops of the machines on the right with Sysgem remote control.
Now let's have a look at the situation where an employee is at home and needs some assistance. The workstation in the home location has no direct connection to the network on the customer site, but it does have internet access. Firewalls in both the home and office environments prevent direct communication between the two.
Sysgem's Access Gateway is installed on a server on the inside of the customer's network and can be reached from the outside via the internet, but will only allow connections to be established if access is authorized.
The employee connects to the Access Gateway and is prompted for an account name and password. Having entered correct credentials, the user is shown a short character string access code for this connection, and a session is established that other users can connect to.
An administrator on the inside of the network connects to the gateway and links up to the session with the home workstation using the short access code to identify the session.
Sysgem remote control is now viewing and controlling the desktop of the home workstation.
When making the connection, the home user can elect to allow either connections from multiple Sysgem users or just a single user. When setting up the connection, the user has an option to make the connection persistent or not. A persistent connection will remain in the background after the remote control session has been closed and can subsequently be reused to connect from a Sysgem client.
In the example of a home user connecting for help from an administrator, the normal mode of use would be for a non-persistent connection, i.e. it dies when the session has ended. But it might also be desirable to set up a persistent connection from an internal Windows server and thereafter reconnect to that server on multiple occasions. In the next example, an administrator wishes to connect to the network from a computer located at home.
The Sysgem client, or GUI, has the option to save login credentials to the gateway. And indeed, there could be several gateways to select from. In the Sysgem Explorer window, the user can select either a list of persistent connections that, for example, allow access to a personal list of favorite managed Windows servers, or a list of newly created one-time sessions.
The concept of accessing remote computers over the internet and for one computer to take control of other desktops to provide assistance or to fix a problem is already well established. There are several other services to Access Gateway that provide similar capabilities. But what makes the Sysgem solution special
is that there is the option to install the gateway software to run on customers' own servers, which are then operated and controlled by the customers themselves. Of course, if a customer prefers the service to be managed and controlled by third-party operators, then Sysman also has this offering.